Hi, this is James, Comic Book Shifu, and welcome to Read More Comics. Hey, today's after Batman Day. Yesterday, Saturday, the 16th, 2023, was the 70... Let's see, it's going to be... No, I'm sorry. It is the 84th anniversary of the publication of the first comic book with Batman. So, like many collectors, I did make it an opportunity to go to my local LCS. I'm sorry, that's redundant. My LCS, my local comic book store. Pick up my pulls because it is important to support LCSs. If you go to an LCS, keep your pull box empty as often as possible. They provide a service to us, the collectors, and they, through that, support the comic book community. Anyway, I went to my LCS, picked up my pulls. I'm going to be sharing that because this week episode is a pulls and pickups video. Also want to share that I've been working through Batman Nightfall. Let's put this over here. Batman Nightfall. I'm about halfway through it. And then I have the other two volumes after that include the continuation of the story. Spoiler, I know what happens at the end. It's more about the journey because this, I think, is one of those evergreen storylines, evergreen stories that is going to maintain in the Batman mythology. So this is the new DC edition, the newest edition, you can tell, based on the new DC logo. What's interesting, I'll just show you a page, is how the pages are kind of, it seems like they're cropped a little bit. If we hold it up to a normal board, we see that, here you can see that the board sticks out about a quarter of an inch. So it's kind of different, not having that margin that's centering the page. I'm sure it was to save on production costs. I get it. But it is a little odd. Anyway, so this is volume 1. Really enjoying it so far. It's pretty good storytelling. Well, I mean, it has to be if it's going to maintain. The art definitely shows the period. This was published back in the 1990s, where I think there is there's a polish to modern comic books that in the 90s, it's not always showing up. I think Spawn's an exception to that. Don't get me wrong. I think there are some books out there that show kind of the direction that modern comic books would be going. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into my pulls. I did, after picking up my pulls, I did stop at Half Price Books. I try to make that a habit about once a month, so that way there's some turnover in what is in the bins. At my local Half Price Books. There wasn't anything that stuck out to me. There was an issue of Teen Titans. It's the Teen Titans Rebirth with Damian on the lead. Issue number 1. I already have the variant cover, and so I didn't see any point getting the John Boy Myers cover. It was nice, but I'm not looking at picking up variants on a book that I'm just trying to finish the run because Damian's in it. Anyway, so let's start with my first one. I got the facsimile edition of Batman number 1, very apropos considering it was Batman Day. And along with that, you can't see the cover, but this is the blank sketch cover. The white right here is actually a cover that's protecting this. And so it doesn't have Batman and Robin in the middle, some of the other trade dress stuff. It does say Batman at the top, has the skyline, and it's a wraparound cover. So when I get a sketch done, I'd be able to take advantage of all of that real estate. I've been making it a habit with these facsimile covers in Batman and some of the detective ones, picking up the blank sketch covers. We have a local Comic-Con. I'm hoping to get some artists to do some work. But if I ever go to a larger one, like in nearby cities like Chicago or in Indianapolis, having blanks for artist sketch covers would be an awesome thing. So there we go. I also collect the facsimile editions of Batman, Batman Volume 1, because I do recognize two realities. Number one, I'm never going to own a first print, no matter what the condition of Batman number one. It's just not in the cards. I would rather leverage my collecting resources on other books rather than shooting for the stars on something that really is a fantasy, not a dream. Second is, it does add the historical book to my collection. I do see Batman number one for its historical significance. This can be something I can read now. I don't have to purchase large omnis that really don't hold my interest. And so it becomes a part of the PC, so that's about it. So I got those two. Continuing with the Batman trend, we have Batman and Robin issue number one. This is by Josh Williamson, and I mispronounced his name. It's Simone Di Meo. The last time I shared a book, it was a cover he did. He's on the art. So here's issue number one. Here we got right over here. We got the Batman Day logo. I'm pretty jazzed about this. This is volume 3. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. I just like him. I know it's kind of controversial. There are some people that look at other Robins, for example, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, the guy who plays Red Robin, drawing a total blank. Tim Drake. A lot of people like Tim Drake, and I respect all of that. To me, though, because I started collecting when Tomasi and Gleason's Volume 2 run was going on as an adult, back in, this was the New 52. I liked the interaction. I think that Damian Wayne provides a kind of vehicle for kind of more family-driven adventures than some of the other characters do. I know they're all part of the Batman family, but Damian Wayne's his son. And the character clearly has legs. He's been going on all the way back since Volume 1. So, I got the A cover. This is the Di Meo cover. If you like the art on this cover, show it one more time. There we go. Sorry about the glare. I would recommend checking out We Only Find Them When They're Dead. He was on the art. He did the covers. The writing is Al Ewing. It's an amazing kind of space yarn. There's incredible world building. I think that was Boom Studios that did that. You should be able to find most of the books, honestly, in dollar bins, because no one's really picked it up. If someone picks up the IP, and I think it would make an awesome series, then we might see the prices go up. But I don't see that happening right now with the writer's strike and everything like that. So I also picked up Artgerm foil cover with White Rabbit on it. Two reasons. One, it's an Artgerm cover. And while I do think he has matured as an artist, and this cover shows that, when he first kind of hit on the scene, was it like 5 or 6 years ago, kind of overexposure. He was doing everything. And I'm going to be honest, I did collect some books just because he was doing the covers. Really loved his Supergirl covers. I collected all of those. What else stands out that I collected? Those are the big ones. I don't even read Supergirl. I was pulling his covers. And so I think that's one way I've changed as a collector, where I would be collecting something just for covers, while I am willing to do that in some cases. Like, do I need 2 covers of Batman and Robin? No, I don't. But I'm pulling. I picked it up off the shelf because Batman and Robin is an essential part of my PC. I have all of Volume 2, just a few scarce issues in Volume 1. Been hunting for other books with Damian Wayne in it. The Teen Titan run. There was also a story arc that Tomasi did when he was at the helm of Detective Comics. So I'm pulling those, or digging for those in long boxes, short boxes. I'm hunting for those in the wild. but I think I've pivoted from just collecting covers because an artist did it, and not because it's a part of my PC. You know, it's not a character or a book or a story that I want in my PC. Just a change I've noticed in the last couple of years. I'm leveraging my resources differently. Okay, next one. We have Superman Lost number 6. This was on a little break because of Night Terrors. Superman Lost number 6. If you liked Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, I think it was, by Tom King. Excellent story, by the way. You would enjoy this. It has a similar vibe in that, like Supergirl, where Supergirl is kind of on the hunt for something. Here, Superman has been moved far away from Earth and everything he knows. This is not a continuity story. And while out there, he is, because of this event, trying to get back to Earth, and it's taking him a considerable amount of time to do it. And I think there's some time travel going on. So like the time he experiences is not the time that he's been gone that everybody else experiences. This right here is done by Priest. Let's see, this is issue number 6. I think there are going to be 12 issues on this, so this is going to be just a maxi series. It's a really cool read. It's giving some insight into Superman, his interaction with characters that are outside his normal circle of friends, allies, and enemies. And it's taking place in a place that isn't Earth, so we're not seeing the normal interactions with Superman and the public or anything like that. This is definitely in a place where he is a stranger in a strange land. So definitely recommend this book. 6 books in, so it should be pretty easy to find the first 6. But, you know, we're halfway through. If you're waiting for the trade, this would be one to pick up. This is an area in my PC that I've been kind of exploring a little bit more, where I am purchasing or I am acquiring Superman stories, because in DC Comics, as part of the Trinity, he's one of the characters I'm really enjoying. Batman is what got me into collecting as an adult. Superman is one of the characters that's continuing this for me. The last 3 are Marvel books, so most of my pulls this week were DC books. Next one is Miles Morales Spider-Man. This new speedster that was introduced in the Spider-Man Carnage. It was kind of like a mini crossover between the Carnage book and Miles Morales book. They had one book with I'm sorry, I got something in my eye, with Red Goblin, which is ghosting me, because in this, it's not a tie-in. It's like a middle chapter. You can kind of skip over it, but I like having every chapter of some stories, and Miles Morales is one of those that I've been doing it. This is, let's see, I think this is volume 3 of Miles Morales. I got into Miles with Into the Spider-Verse when it was released. I was a part of some different groups on Facebook, and there was a lot of push for him. There were a lot of people like hyping it up, and I went, hey, you know, I'll get into Miles. And he was kind of like the gateway into collecting Spider-Man books in general. There are other books that I have added to my PC because of this. I have the Unlimited Spider-Man run in the no, not Unlimited, Ultimate Spider-Man run, as a result of that, because I went, well, this is the precursor, that Peter Parker is the precursor to Miles Morales. I need that story to understand kind of the background, the backdrop to Miles becoming Spider-Man. And it was a pretty awesome thing for me to collect. And, you know, it was a goal a few years ago. This was right before the pandemic for me to acquire. So anyway, Miles Morales, new volume. This is issue number 10. Definitely recommend it. It's a fun read. It's very different than the last volume, which was kind of more multiversal. This one is kind of like low key in Brooklyn. Here's some things going on. And what's fun about this one, and this is an attraction to me, there's a focus on his family. That's one of the reasons why I really got into Miles Morales. You know, his parents play a pivotal role in his life. His friends play a pivotal role in his life. And so you get all of that development. And this is kind of continuing on with that. They also went back to the original costume after the Volume 2 shift. Last two are Star Wars books. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Volume 1. Or I'm sorry, issue number 1. This is the comic book adaptation of the Disney Plus show. Picked this up because this is the first appearance of the third sister. And I've been kind of making it one of my collector goals to get the first appearance of the different members of the Inquisitorius. Okay. Because I think it's a really cool concept in the Galactic Empire, that there were Jedi hunters and who they are. Going all the way back with the first introduction in Jedi Rebels. So this is a little bigger than normal, than a normal Marvel book. And this is the variant cover. I think I thought about getting the photo cover, but I like the variant cover art and whatever this camel thing is on Tatooine. So if you've seen the series, it's going to follow the series. And what I found, though, with Mandalorian, I really enjoy reading the comics, even though I've seen the episodes multiple times. So Star Wars fans, that would be something to look picking up. And my last book, this is a continuation of the Dark Droids event in the other Star Wars books. I picked up the variant cover. This is the connecting cover. I'm not planning on getting the other connecting covers. I've seen it, and it's a gorgeous piece of art. But I picked this one up for Darth Vader because I just liked it better than the A cover. The event's been, this has been a fun event. Charles Soule has really kind of pulled together a fun galactic problem for heroes to solve, or Darth Vader and the Empire to interact with this, in effect, what's a computer virus for droids that is infecting the galaxy. So it's kind of a fun read where it's setting up another often overlooked faction in the galaxy, in that droids are now the enemy, or becoming the enemy. You know, they have some goal. Unsure of the goal right now. I'm pretty read up with it. That hasn't come out, but there is a goal there. It's kind of implied for the droids. So that'll be kind of fun to see where it goes with this. Very enjoyable read. Again, if you like Star Wars, I would look at pulling some Star Wars books. I'm pulling Darth Vader and the main book, and like Mandalorian because I really dig the show. Now Obi-Wan Kenobi. And there's a couple other minis that I've looked into. So Star Wars, Darth Vader, continuation of the Dark Droids event. So that's it. Hey, if you have enjoyed what I've shared today in my video, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you once again for watching this episode of Read More Comics.